afternoon, Baltimore. Good afternoon. I'm so excited to be back on the Employee Baltimore show, y'all. I realized that I have not been on the show in 2024. We are making so many inroads into areas in our community that we want to make sure that our services are in. I have been so busy working on top priority projects in the city of Baltimore on behalf of our beloved Mayor's Office of Employment Development, the GVRS program, and all of these different great things that are happening that I have not been able to connect with you, our viewers. But guess what? I am here today. I tried to get our producer to put me some of that good talk show music on, something like, guess who's back? Guess who? But I couldn't pull it off, man. But I'm excited. Of course, I'm your host, Marvin McKinstry of the famed and acclaimed Employer Services Division in the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. If something is happening positive around businesses in Baltimore, you can be sure that it's us behind it. I got to shout out my amazing producer. She books the show. She sets everything up. She does everything. All I got to do is sit down and talk. The wonderful, fabulous Miss Katanya Lester. And y'all, it really feels good to be back. I'm going to prioritize things so I can be here with you more often. But right now, we want you to follow that tag that my producer put up there. Like the show, comment, share, tag people in it that you think should be on here, because we have some great information for you today on the Employee Baltimore show. Y'all, we're not going to stop until the unemployment rate in Baltimore is null and void, until it disappears, until it's just flat out gone, because we believe that all of Baltimore deserves opportunity, and that's what we are here to bring you. So without further ado, y'all know they had a football game on last Sunday. It wasn't really a game because the Ravens wasn't playing. But I guess it is noteworthy to shout out that we have a 3-time Super Bowl champion and 2-time back-to-back Super Bowl champion who is an African-American young man named Patrick Mahomes. We got to show love where love is due. This young man has done phenomenal things. But yeah, go Ravens on top of all that. Baltimore Orioles pitchers and catchers reported yesterday. Y'all, it's about to be the summer birds time. The winter birds fell a little bit short, but I believe we are looking to go deep in the playoffs with the summer birds, maybe even the World Series this year, because they have done some big things. They say you can't win in this. First of all, we got to talk about the fact that the Angelos has finally sold the team. All right. They sold a 40% interest in it, and the rest of it is going to go when Peter Angelos's time here with us is gone, right? And I didn't want to say that, not real comfortable with it, but it's the way they set the deal up, right? So the Orioles went out and got Corbin Burns, Cy Young Award winning ace type of a pitcher. And y'all, it's looking like it's going to be a big year for us again. I almost missed it. Thank you. That's why you got to have a good producer when you're in this game. You're trying to be I guess this is vlogging or podcasting or something. Congratulations to 8 on his second MVP award in 4 years. He is the youngest 2-time MVP in the NFL. And if I'm not mistaken, he was the youngest MVP when he won it the first time. So this young man, Lamar Jackson, number 8, LaMarvelous, anything you want to call him, has continued to do great things and putting the city of Baltimore even more on the map with the great things that he's accomplishing on the gridiron. So my lighting is a little crazy right now because one of my lights not working, but you know, I don't hide my technical issues. My producer's probably going, don't say that, but it is what it is, y'all. We have an amazing show set up, but before we get to the show, we got to do this rundown. And there you go, the job board, the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. You go to our website, moed.baltimorecity.gov/job board, and there are jobs, y'all. I'm talking about real-time employment opportunities for people in the city of Baltimore who are serious about working. Why is this different than Indeed and all the other ones? I'm going to tell you why it's different and how it's different. It's different because when you go to this one, there's one of our talented business service representatives attached to each one of these jobs. So you're going to get a direct contact, direct response when you go to our job board. Y'all, it's up to the minute. It's always maintained. It's not just stuff lingering out there that's not happening no more. So go to moed.baltimorecity.gov/job board. Again, that's moed.baltimorecity.gov/job board. All right, I just talked about that. The newsletter. All right, I didn't talk about that. The MOED Now Hiring newsletter, which I think is another product of our amazing producer, Miss Katanya Lester, y'all. Listen, again, up to the minute. It's telling you about all of the job fairs. It's telling you about, we had a hiring event for reentry, returning citizens yesterday. We got another one coming up. You want to be on the mailing list to be able to get this. So go to bit.ly/now hiring news, bit.ly/now hiring news. Y'all, we're going to try to tag all these links on our page. We need y'all to be on there because this is up to the minute information. I just left a meeting where somebody said, y'all get ready to do another one next week. That's right, because that's what we do. We make it happen. All right, Jordan Peer Recovery Apprenticeship information session. Y'all listen, we are taking apprenticeship and putting it in ways and places that you've never heard of before. Apprenticeship is not just for construction. That's right. If I was in church and my preacher, I would say, look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, apprenticeship is not just for construction, because we're taking it to a whole nother level. If you know somebody that wants to provide a caring, be in a field where you can provide care and help people transition out of some of the toughest places that life can present them, you should really get connected to this. It's going to be an apprenticeship opportunity. Got to be 18 years or older, have a high school diploma or GED, driver's license, and reliable transportation. And you can become a peer recovery specialist. Must have lived experience. I'm going to let you interpret that how you interpret it. If your interpretation ain't great, you might get turned away when you show up. Hourly wage is based on the experience of the applicant. Jordan Peer Recovery is an apprenticeship training provider. If an employer partner requires a drug screening, that will be communicated to the interested apprentice. All right. That's going to be going down on, do we have a date? Okay, February 16th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at the Eastside Career Center. Big things happening over Eastside, y'all. All right, y'all. Oh, I thought we was done. The Eastside Career Center is having a hiring event on Wednesday, February the 21st, 2024, 3001 East Madison Street. I know why we're getting all these Eastside flyers, because our fabulous producer, if you ever wanted to meet her in real life, you can see her and find her over there. So far, we got All City Management Services, Battle Tested Security, Johns Hopkins Interest Staff, Life Inc., the House of Ruth, Maryland, Turk House, and I always say, don't think you won't possibly see more than what you see on the flyer when you get in the door, because DaVita Dialysis is on there. I almost missed them, because it's quite possible that we'll still be getting recruiters to participate in this hiring event up until the day that you actually show up. We talking about February the 21st, 2024 at 3001 East Madison Street, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Register for this, please. It helps us when you register. bit.ly/MOED Job Fair, February 21st. Interviews will be conducted on site. Thank you, my fabulous producer. We got this little magic thing y'all don't get to see. Mayor's Office of Employment Development, construction pre-screening. Every Wednesday at the Workforce Reception Center. You can show up there if you desire a career or have some experience and you want to further your career in construction. All right, preferred qualifications, they're not mandatory, but preferred. OSHA 10, 30, or 40. Additional construction certificates, minimum 1 year of experience, valid driver's license, state ID. I'm going to tell you, trying to get into construction, that state at Maryland driver's license can be almost mandatory sometimes. Background checks and or drug screenings may be required depending on what business you are connecting with. All right, register for the MOED construction pre-screening at bit.ly/construction pre-screening, bit.ly/construction pre-screening. MOED 2024 Technology Careers Training and Internship Expo. Y'all, we doing it big. Somebody say, look at your neighbor and say, we doing it big. Baltimore War Memorial down at 101 North Gay Street from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on February the 22nd. Listen, y'all know IT is all the buzz. A buzz. Positions available: information technology engineer, IT support specialist, web developer, software engineer, all of those great careers in those fields. If you're interested in this, we still need you to register, y'all. Registration is the key. bit.ly/MOED Tech, bit.ly/MOED Tech. Listen, y'all, if you're looking to get into the IT field or to take it to the next level, we need you to make sure that you show up on at Baltimore War Memorial February 22nd. It's going to go down. All right, y'all. Well, listen, we have been rocking out over the last 2, maybe 3 years. BB, Miss Berlin Bess, and her amazing team have been rocking out with apprenticeship, y'all, and we ain't close to being finished. We're not done. Apprenticeship readiness seminars are happening, y'all. This helps you know what you need to actually get into apprenticeship. All right. So Monday, February 26th and Tuesday, February 27th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. the Eastside One Stop Career Center over there, 3001 East Madison Street. This 2-day seminar provides Baltimore City career seekers with all of the insight and inside information that you need. Day 1 topics, apprenticeship program overview, apprenticeship opportunities. Day 2 topics, apprenticeship interview tips and apprenticeship mock interviews. Y'all might even see yours truly in the place to help out with some of them mock interviews because we do it as a team. Y'all need to get this information. Apprenticeship is this direct access to a progression-based career opportunity where you're going to know each year moving forward what your salary is going to look like as you continue to grow your credentials. Join us by registering at bit.ly/MOEDARS. All right. MOED Apprenticeship Readiness Seminar. Now I finally get to talk to some people. Woo-wee! Listen, I'm excited because these 2 talented people that are about to come on the screen are members of our amazing and phenomenal business service representative team, and they are here today. I actually have the honor and privilege of serving as their coach, mentor, trainer, and supervisor. They're both outstanding, y'all. I've worked with both of them now for multiple years, and they do a great job of connecting our both our youth and our community job hubs, folks, to opportunities all over Baltimore City. I'm talking about the one and only Miss Cortez Cannon and Mr. Dan Adamo. Cortez and Dan, thank you for joining the Employee Baltimore show. How you guys doing? Before we get into any questions or anything, I want you both to take an opportunity to introduce yourself, tell the folks where you work at, what you focus on, and how they can find you. Ms. Cortez. Oh, Dan, you can go first. Come on, Dan.
Just wanted to say thank you so much for that super kind introduction. Yeah, everybody, Marvin McKinstry. But yeah, Cortez, you can go first.
Thanks, Dan. You're such a gentleman. So my name is Miss Cortez. I work at the illustrious Westside Youth Opportunity Center, where our focus is workforce development, and our location is 1510 West Lafayette Avenue. One of the things that I do is I work with young people between the ages of 18 to 24, connecting them to employment opportunity. And our center focus on connecting young people to occupational skills training, free GED program, and a variety of additional services, whatever a young person is in need of. Myself and the case managers, we take the opportunity to be able to service the young person.
And you guys are doing a phenomenal job over there at EO. Dan?
Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Dan Adamo, and I am the business service representative for the Baltimore Community Job Hubs. So that includes, off the top of my head, Bon Secours. We have Enoch Pratt Library in Waverly. We have Gedco, House of Ruth, and more. And so I coordinate hiring resource events throughout all the hubs, and so we're always throwing events together. We got an upcoming one at Gedco this upcoming Wednesday on the 21st. So please come on down. The flyer should be posted soon. We got CHEP. They are hiring for pallet repair operators, $22, $23.50 for second shift. We got Civic Works coming out. They got a couple positions open as well that are great opportunities. Turnaround Tuesday, and we have an expungement group joining us as well on Wednesday. So please sign up. Would love to see you there. And if you have any questions, you could please reach me at dan.adamo@baltimorecity.gov.
Dan, you jumped in there and went right to it. Y'all see it. It's the registration link on the flyer. Again, make sure that you pre-register, but if you happen to show up and you didn't, we can get you registered. I did say both of you guys are doing a phenomenal job because it's absolutely true. Cortez, tell us a little bit more about what's happening at the Westside Youth Opportunity Center.
So great things are always happening at the Westside Youth Opportunity Center. Dan just kind of spoke about his hiring event next week. So we are also having a hiring event. And although our center services youth between the ages of 18 to 24, everyone is welcome to the hiring event because we want to help everybody get jobs. So the hiring event will be next Wednesday between the hours of 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're just asking that if you come, you please bring your Maryland State ID and your Social Security card if you have it. And some of our employers will include People Ready, Downtown Partnership. We have Southwest Airlines coming. They're looking to fill a lot of ramp agent positions. We know how hard it can be to get airport jobs. So I made that very easy for everybody. I invited them right on site. They'll be doing a presentation at 10 a.m. So please make sure that you are on time and you have everything that you need. You must have a valid driver's license to apply for that position. But if you don't, we still have additional employment opportunities. My city transportation will be on site. We have positions with Baltimore City Health Department. We have occupational skills training with Train Up and provisional employment with Higher Up. So whatever it is that you're in need of, we have something within your variety, whatever skills training you're looking for. We have a variety of vendors who are able to service you. So the only thing that's missing next week is you. So please make sure that you're there so that you can enjoy the fruits that you are looking to enjoy from the labor that you're going to put forth. So, yeah.
I was literally just in a conversation with some folks and they said, you guys had a job fair yesterday at War Memorial. I say, yeah. I said, you're having another one next week? Yeah. Listen, y'all, there's one at War Memorial next week. There's the one that Dan Adamo is doing next week. There's the one that Cortez Cannon is doing for our youth.
The same day.
This is what we do, people of the city of Baltimore. There's no lack in opportunities. What's up? That go to the director, program manager of the illustrious Youth Opportunity Center himself, Mr. Tavon Thomas, my good friend and brother. There's no lack of opportunity, y'all. What we want to do is make sure that we're connecting the workforce in Baltimore to these great opportunities. And listen, if we got a Brady Bunch it again, Katanya, you know our Brady Bunch shows where we bring all of our BSRs on. It is so many. You heard all of the stuff that's happening at Eastside Career Center. You heard about the upcoming apprenticeship seminar. Listen, y'all, this is going to be a myth busting session. And you're going to find out that the Mayor's Office of Employment Development has done a great job of making inroads into apprenticeship. So I want everybody to connect with this stuff, man. This is great things are happening. Cortez, tell the people how they can get connected to you down at the Westside Youth Opportunity Center.
If a young person wants to get connected to us, they can stop by Monday through Thursday at 1510 West Lafayette Avenue. And then Katanya, if you don't mind putting our number up there. Oh, I have it. If you want to call for additional services, it's right here. You can call at 410-545-6953. Someone will always answer the phone to give you additional services, but you are always free to walk in Monday through Thursday. And all you need to bring is just your state ID, social security card, or your birth certificate. And if you don't have the physical copies, but you have a copy of it or a photo, that's really good. And even if you don't have those things, please still come see us. We can help you get whatever it is that you need. We have programs and partnerships that we collaborate with, but we are always looking for you Monday through Thursday, 1510 West Lafayette Avenue.
Y'all know Youth Opportunity is one of my babies. I had the pleasure of serving there for 16 years, y'all. Our young people do still continue to have great opportunity, and I want to shout out our program manager over there because I watched the process of change and transformation to bring it into what it needs to be to serve this generation's young people. So shout out to Mr. Tavon Thomas and all of the great staff over there, Miss Raquel Jones, the assistant manager. Sometimes the assistant manager can be the quiet riot, you know what I mean? That's pushing all the buttons behind the scenes, and she's a phenomenal person. I've known her for years now. She is an amazing person, and the passion that is shown towards really serving young people, y'all. If you ever been in our adult centers, you know we go hard for people who are looking for employment, but when you go in there, they are passionate about making sure that young people are connected. Tavon, we got to get you back on. I'm going to make you bring Raquel with you so we can make a shout out. Now, Dan, just real quick before we let you go, your setup is different. I think I got you beat this time. I'm going to see if I can call all of them off, okay? Waverly, we got House of Ruth, we got Our Daily Bread, we got Bonsacors, My Brother's Keeper. I don't think I'm going to win because
you could find the service locations online.
We got Getco, and we have a 7th hub that's designed to work with our English as a second language or undocumented worker population. So yeah, I beat Dan. I won. I named all 7.
But you're missing
about the nature. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And you're missing the mobile career navigators, of course.
The mobile career. Listen, y'all, fabulous team of folks that will meet you at McDonald's if they have to. But that's what I wanted you to talk a little bit about, because the design of our career community job hubs, which is under our strategic initiatives division, under the dynamic leadership of the one and only Miss Joanna Bartholomew. Joanna is dope all the way across the board. And then she has dope leadership. She has one of my favorite people on the planet, Miss Brenda Sierra. And she also has one of my other E-Money, Miss Erica Miller, who came up through the ranks in MOED just like I did. But Dan, talk a little bit about how the layout is different for the community job hubs so people can understand. You know, everybody knows East Side, Northwest. Talk about those amazing job hubs and how they're laid out.
Absolutely. So the job hubs essentially serve as satellite offices to the American Job Centers. They offer everything. They do access to job searching, any of the events going on. They have all the flyers and information, access to training information, resume preparation. And so the CDF at the hub, they will sit one-on-one with you to make sure that you are prepared and job ready. So that way, when employers do come out to the hubs, you will be ready for employment. You can show up day of, interview prepared. So whichever is closest to you, you could find the service location page. They're in the community. Just go out there, say hello. Bunch of wonderful people. So you cannot go wrong with wherever you land.
Y'all, we listen, shout out to Erica, Monica, Emily, missing one. Oh God, I can't miss Tia Richards. That's one of my favorite people, y'all. We have phenomenal people here, and y'all, I don't have a script to read these names. I know these amazing people because of their great impact on the work that we are trying to accomplish in the city of Baltimore. So you've heard it all here today. Can we get that applause up one more time while y'all put some hearts and some thumbs up and all that stuff for Miss Cortez Cannon and Mr. Dan Adamo? That's right. And if you want to get more information on what it is they talked about or understand where the locations are, how these access points work, go to moed.baltimorecity.gov/moed-service-locations, or click the link that says service-locations, because that's a whole bunch. moed.baltimorecity.gov/moed-service-locations. Dan and Cortez, thank you so much for coming on today. This was a wonderful surprise because the producer just gives me stuff and say, now sit down and talk. And wonderful surprise. You guys did an outstanding job. And again, I salute the great work that you are doing. You guys have literally established yourselves as two of our employee services division rock stars, or champions, as our director would say if she was on here right now. And I'm really proud to watch you guys grow and how you serve.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. All right, y'all. We are off to a great start on my first show for 2024. Guess who's back? A gang. Guess who? Katanya, you gotta get me some music, okay? I need some welcome music. All the greats. Arsenio had his music. Johnny Carson had his music. I need some music. All right. But keeping it moving and keeping it rolling and keeping it going, y'all. We have an amazing opportunity to talk about the Baltimore City Youth Fund. I was highlighting before we came on the air that I actually got to be a part of the process where we went all over Baltimore talking about the Baltimore City Youth Fund, which is a charter item. I'm sure you're going to hear more about it from our very special guest. And y'all, we did not have conversations separate of the people that this would impact the most, which is our youth and young adults, y'all. We had them in the room. They were present. And out of this was something that has been birthed and has been having a tremendous impact on our city and on our youth from day one. We got on the show with us today. Hold on. I'm sorry. I need y'all to like, love, and share this broadcast again. Comment, do all of that. Tag people, tag some young people to get them on there because people need to know about this great thing that our city has that's going to be here, ain't going nowhere. But I want to bring our guest to the stage. We have Miss Sharice Page. Okay. Sharice, welcome to the Employ Baltimore show.
Hey, Marvin, thank you for having me.
Is my audio good? This kind of doing something crazy on my end. How we doing? We sound good? Do I need to sing a note or two? I sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Sharice, I'm going to let you introduce your colleague because my stuff is acting up over here. Introduce your amazing colleague to our viewing audience.
Sure. It is my pleasure to introduce our marketing manager at BCYF, and that is Mr. Austin Benoit.
Woo! Man, listen, that was a smart move by Mr. McKinstry. Go ahead, because that was a smart move because your name looked like what she just said, but I'm certain I would have destroyed it. And I can't stand when people get McKinstry wrong. Austin, welcome to the Employ Baltimore show, my brother.
Great. It's great to be here. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you.
I'm excited about this interview. It just takes me back to all of the many meetings and the pop-ups and trying to make it around to all of the various council districts and make sure everybody had an opportunity to find out about this maybe 5-6 years ago now, and to see how it has established, because I'm aware of a lot of the great initiatives that have come out of this, and it was made a charter item in the city charter, so it ain't going nowhere. The folks would have to vote for it to leave. Because this time it was done the right way. But I'm not going to talk all about it because I get nostalgic. I want you guys, I'm not sure who's going to go first, but I do want both of y'all to tell us a little bit more about Sharice Page and Austin Benoit. Did I say it right? Hey, guess who's back? Gang. And then, let's begin to unpack for us a little bit about the Baltimore City Youth Fund.
Sure. So again, my name is Sharice Page. I'm Director of Grant Making at BCYF, which is the Baltimore Children and Youth Fund. We were launched in 2015 by then City Council President Jack Young. And it was in response to the unrest that we were experiencing in Baltimore following the untimely death of Freddie Gray while in police custody. As an organization, we address longstanding inequities in public funding, specifically in Black communities. Since 2021, we've awarded over $23 million, and with our assistance, over 7,000 youth in Baltimore City have been served.
That's awesome. And listen, the work that we do with YouthWorks, I understand the heavy lift it can be to hit those types of numbers. So Austin, introduce us to Austin a little bit more and tell us from your perspective a little bit more about the Baltimore Children and Youth Fund.
Great. Yeah. My name is Austin, as everyone's heard so far. And my job there is the marketing manager. So I'm really there to really get the word out about us. We have a lot of programming, a lot of support that we're doing with the community, trying to build with the community rather than separately. But we really want to showcase the stories of people who are living in Baltimore doing the work to support the youth in Baltimore. So parts of my job are really to push that forward. And that leads us into our next topic that will pass to Sharice. But we have a grassroots fund that is currently going on that we want to talk more about as well.
All right, Sharice, you have a face that is definitely made for TV and film and all of that. So keep it on the screen, Katanya. Blow it up to full size, but tell us about this.
Cut it out, Marvin. Cut it out.
Tell us about this incredible opportunity with this grassroots fund.
Sure. So it really is a great opportunity for nonprofits in Baltimore City. The Grassroots Fund aims to address gaps in Baltimore's funding landscape by supporting grassroots youth-serving organizations with 5-year grants of $50,000 per year, in addition to capacity building support. And that's so important because what we do is crucial for supporting local youth-focused organizations in Baltimore City. Again, by providing financial support and capacity building resources, the fund helps these nonprofits to have the resources in order to do their work by supporting Baltimore's young people.
Awesome. So as we're talking about capacity, which is a huge deal, what are some of the things that people, because I know sometimes when people are something we have in Baltimore City, people who do great work that may not have the capacity. What are some of the application requirements that a person would have to have, must-haves, in order to be able to access some of this great opportunity?
So the first and probably one of the most important, the organizations must be Baltimore City based. We are really looking for organizations that are based in Baltimore City and serving our youth in Baltimore City. You can serve youth and children up to 24 years old, and you must have a budget under $350,000. We are really looking for these smaller organizations that, they come about because there's a need in the community. There's no one, that's engaging with the children. And I decide to do something inside my house. And now over the years, it's grown and I need some additional support. I may be a 501c3. I may be fiscally sponsored, but I really need these funds to take me to the next level. And that's where that capacity building, in addition to the financial piece, comes in.
Can you talk to two things? I want you to talk a little bit more about, because you said something that was important. If people are not involved with grants and grant language, they may not understand why you say 501c3 or fiscally sponsored, because a lot of people instantly think 501c3, I don't have it, I can't apply. And then talk about the specifics of what a capacity building grant would be allowed to be spent on.
Sure. So when we think in terms of 501c3 versus a fiscal sponsor, again, we're looking at smaller organizations. Many of these organizations may not have the financial capacity to go through the application process for a 501c3. What you're able to do is find another organization, oftentimes a larger organization that has resources that you can utilize, and they will be a fiscal sponsor. So they will help you and guide you as a fledgling nonprofit, but not a formal 501c3. And we allow both 501c3s and fiscally sponsored organizations to apply to our funds.
Awesome. The capacity building aspect, because we know that grant funds can be really specific in how they're used. Can you talk about some of the ways that local organization is able to build capacity as it aligns with the specific goals of the grant?
Sure. So I think one of the wonderful things about BCYF is that capacity building support is not only just for our grantees. So if you look right now, I think on the site you're on, our application opened February 1st. It closes March 8th. We know, again, many of these small grassroots organizations, this may be the first time you're applying. You may not have any, grant application experience. You actually have an opportunity now to do pre-application technical assistance. And what that is, there are in-person sessions. There are also virtual sessions that help you with building the information that's needed for your grant application. So we focus on mission, vision, and values. We focus to help you build a budget. So all of those things helps to grow the capacity of your organization, because you don't need these things solely for our application. Any application you put forth, you're also, you're going to be required to provide. Additionally, we're launching the Learning Lab. The Learning Lab is a wonderful opportunity for those that are our grantees. And we have 3 modules that really focus on different aspects that are key for all nonprofits, just in growing their resources and assisting them to better serve their youth.
That's awesome. So I guess we're at the point where we want to talk about how people can connect with this opportunity. I know Katanya already has this up, and I guess we can kind of slide to Austin now. Austin, tell us a little bit, because I know it's your job to get the word out. What opportunities and access points are there for people who want to connect with this opportunity?
Great. Well, first you can visit us through our website, which is BCYFund.org/2024 Grassroots Fund. You can also just go to BCYFund.org to look at our whole site. You may see our bus signs. We have bus ads on the city buses. We also have lawn signs out there. You may hear us on Heaven 600 and in those places, but the main place to connect with us would be bcyfund.org/2024 GRF, which is our grassroots fund.
Y'all listen, I'm so excited. Like, this is Katanya, you knocked it out the park today. Both interviews are great, but this stuff is so critical because we really have addressed the issue of people who do great work but have not had access to the resources that they needed. This thing is set up in such a way that it's designed to help you. So don't fail to attend the information sessions, get the assistance, the technical assistance to help you with this grant, and then sit around and complain about what you don't have. I'm going to say that. Sharice and Austin can't say that, because too many times I'm in spaces where I'm hearing people talk about they doing great work. I do. I love the work that's happening that really a lot of people at times don't know about. But here is your opportunity, and this opportunity has been insulated with opportunity. Opportunity that's been insulated with opportunity for you to be able to be at the table and to access this great opportunity that the city of Baltimore and the Baltimore Children and Youth Fund have. Austin, give us your closing remarks, and then Sharice is going to close us out.
Of course. Well, we are just really hoping to really support the Baltimore youth and find our and help the people doing the work grow and get what they need to support the youth and support themselves. So that's really what our mission is.
Awesome. Thank you. Miss Sharice Page, thank you for joining us. Give us your closing remarks.
Sure. Just a reminder that application is now open. It closes on March 8th. As you said, Marvin, we really are trying to elevate these smaller organizations to the next level with not just funding, but also capacity support. So please, if you have any questions, visit the website. All of our information is there. Feel free to email us and to utilize these resources.
Well, thank you so much for the great work that continues. I've been so blessed to be attached to so much great work, and to see when you come back full circle and you see how that work has grown, matured, how it's been, established in the community. It is just phenomenal. And to see this, because I remember the conversations where we wanted to make sure that the Baltimore Children and Youth Fund did not exclude people who do good work that didn't have capacity, and to know that these kinds of opportunities are there for those people. I just appreciate you guys and the great work that you are doing. Please come back if you can. If we can bring some of the grant awardees on here and talk about, their experience, because we want people to know what it's really like. There's some great things happening in the city of Baltimore, and the other outlets aren't reporting these kinds of things. So we want to make sure that the Employ Baltimore show doesn't just stop at talking about an opportunity, but bringing back the folks who actually get that opportunity, and to highlight some of the great work that they're doing in the city. So Austin, thank you so much. Sharice, thank you so much for being with us. I hope to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you, Marvin.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Katanya, you have done it again for my first show back. You set it up for me to be able to talk to two of our amazing business services representatives. I am so proud of them and what they're doing and how they're helping the people in the city of Baltimore. I'm also excited that we got a chance to talk about the Baltimore Children and Youth Fund. Y'all, this is a great thing that literally was set up to be able to be accessible to people who are doing real work, whether you are not 501c3 or whether you have a 501c3. So we want to make sure that all the time great information is coming out of here. We definitely want to shout out in 2024 our great team of directors. We talk about the one and only Miss Mackenzie Garvin. Congratulations on becoming not just our interim, but our new director. She is the director for the entire agency, our youth services, as we talked about youth stuff today. The one and only Assistant Director Chief of Youth Services, Miss Donnie Brown, our Assistant Director Chief of Adult Services, Mr. Craig Lewis, and the greatest of all of the directors. I get to say that because, let me give you one more. The Assistant Director Chief of Strategic Initiatives, the fabulous Miss Joanna Bartholomew, and then the greatest of all the directors, because she's my director and she is just awesome and does such great work. They are an awesome team, y'all, that makes sure the people in Baltimore, and they so behind the scenes. You don't know them. You know Marvin because you've seen Marvin at the center for years, and you know Katanya because you see her at the East Side. You know Darrell because you see Darrell at the job fair. You don't see them, y'all, but they do such a phenomenal job. The one and only, my mentor, my coach, my supervisor, the one and only Miss Yvette Clark, y'all. They do such a phenomenal job to make sure that the Mayor's Office of Employment Development is here. Happy New Year to everybody, because it's the first time y'all seeing me in the new year in Catania. I'm excited to be back. Let's keep this thing rolling, push this train forward, because if you're looking for an opportunity, the Mayor's Office of Employment Development is looking for you with a focus on economic justice, building and maintaining a workforce system that really works. Join us next week, and we'll be right back at you with more great opportunities.